All right, let's unpack this. Today we're going deep into design engineer interviews, not just skimming the surface here. We've got some insider tips from RoleCatcher's career guides and interview prep materials.
Right. Even their AI-powered platform.
We'll help you figure out what this job really means, the skills you absolutely need, and how to nail those interview questions.
Yeah, it's like a blueprint for success.
I love that. So first, what does a design engineer actually do day to day? More than just CAD software all day, right?
Right. You're blending creativity and technical know-how. It's like bridging the gap between an idea and a real product.
They're like architects of the product world.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher's guides say you'll find design engineers in tons of industries: automotive, aerospace, electronics, you name it.
Makes sense. Almost everything uses some design engineering.
Exactly. And that's why the job outlook is so good. RoleCatcher says 6% growth through 2026. Lots of opportunity. But you need certain skills.
Okay, let's talk skills. CAD software, sure. What else?
Problem solving is huge. You analyze, break things down, and find creative solutions.
So it's not just technical. You need critical thinking, too.
Absolutely. And here's a surprise. RoleCatcher says reading comprehension is key.
Wait, really? I wouldn't think that's top for a technical field.
Well, think about it. Design engineers work with complex documents, specs, regulations, all that. You gotta absorb it quickly and accurately.
So you're translating those documents into designs.
Exactly. Now let's switch to interview prep. Even with the skills, you gotta showcase them. And RoleCatcher's AI can be a big help.
Yeah, I've heard about that AI. Tailoring your answers to each job.
It's a game changer. The AI looks at job descriptions, suggests keywords, skills, experiences to emphasize.
So it helps you make answers that really hit home.
Exactly. Okay, let's look at some common questions. How about this classic? What inspired you to become a design engineer?
Seems simple enough, but I bet there are traps.
Oh, yeah. The worst is giving a surface-level answer like, I like to build things. That won't cut it.
So you need a deeper story, something that shows real passion for design engineering.
Exactly. Think back to a specific moment that ignited your interest. A project, a mentor, or even taking apart gadgets as a kid.
So instead of, I'm passionate about design, I could talk about how I spent hours disassembling old electronics, trying to put them back together.
Perfect. That adds color and authenticity. And RoleCatcher's AI can help here too. Input your answer and get feedback to make it even better.
Okay, that's impressive. Next question. What design software are you proficient in? That's straightforward, right?
It is, but be strategic. Don't just list every software. Tailor it to the job description.
So if they emphasize SolidWorks, I highlight my SolidWorks skills.
Yeah.
And maybe mention projects where I used it well.
Exactly. Show them you read the description and your skills match their needs.
Makes sense. Okay, what's next?
How about this? What design projects have you worked on in the past? Your chance to showcase your experience and skills.
Time to break out the portfolio and brag.
Not bragging, but definitely showcasing. Choose projects that match the job posting skills.
So even if it's a 3D printed coffee cup holder for my car, if it shows problem solving and CAD skills, it counts.
Absolutely. And don't just list it. Tell a story. Explain the challenge, your approach, the outcome. Make it engaging.
I like that. A good story brings your skills to life. Okay, next one.
This one's trickier. Have you ever faced a design challenge that you were unable to solve? They're seeing how you handle setbacks.
I see the trap. It's tempting to say, nope, never failed. But that's not realistic.
Exactly. Everyone faces challenges. This is about your approach and learning from mistakes.
So instead of denying failure, I should talk about a challenge, the steps I took, and what I learned, even if I didn't succeed.
Exactly. Shows you're resilient, resourceful, and have a growth mindset. Those are valuable qualities.
Okay, I'm seeing a pattern. These questions aren't just about technical skills. They're about communication, problem solving, learning.
You got it. Design engineering is collaborative. Now, how would you answer this? How do you ensure that your designs meet the client's requirements while also being cost-effective?
That's a tough one. Clients want the best, but budgets are limited.
Right. So you got to show you understand that balance. Explain your process and how you involve the client.
So I'm not designing alone. I'm communicating, getting feedback, aligning with needs AD budget.
Exactly. And here you can show off specific techniques.
Like what?
Things like value engineering, analyzing the design to cut costs without losing function. Or design to cost, where you set a cost target from the start.
So it's being creative and pragmatic, finding that sweet spot between innovation and cost.
You got it. And those terms can impress the interviewer if you explain them well.
Knowledge bombs, but
Oh,
subtly.
right. Now, how do you stay current in a field that's always changing? How would you answer? How do you stay up to date with the latest design trends and technology?
Well, I love podcasts. I'd probably mention that.
That's good. Shows you're curious.
Yeah.
But go further. What publications, communities, conferences?
So it's showing I'm a lifelong learner, always on top of things.
Exactly. Tech moves fast. You got to keep evolving.
Okay, hit me.
How do you collaborate with other departments or team members during the design process? Design isn't solo. You got to work with others.
Here's where I talk about teamwork, right? Valuing different perspectives, being open to feedback.
Good start. But give concrete examples.
So a specific project with engineers, marketers, maybe the client, describe how I facilitated communication, managed conflicts, kept everyone aligned.
Exactly. Those examples make it real, and RoleCatcher's AI can analyze those experiences to help you highlight the key skills.
Okay, the AI is looking better and better. What else is there?
Let's get creative. Can you describe a time when you had to think creatively to solve a design problem? This is where you show your ingenuity.
Like MacGyver?
Exactly. When the obvious solution didn't work, what did you do? How did you think outside the box?
And be specific, right? Tell the story in detail.
Exactly. Details make it memorable. Shows you're not just reciting a script.
Okay, Amy, but
This one's more serious. How do you ensure that your designs are safe and meet industry standards? It's about quality and compliance.
all right, safety matters.
You got it. Your answer shows understand that. Explain how you incorporate standards from the start.
So I'm not just winging it. I'm following guidelines for safe and functional designs.
Right. You can mention specific quality control measures, design reviews, simulations, testing, inspections. That shows commitment to quality.
I like that. It's about responsible design.
Absolutely. Last question for now. How have you improved your design skills over the years? Another chance to show you're always learning.
Lifelong learner. I talk about challenges, courses, workshops, reading.
Good start, but tailor it to this job.
So if they want 3D modeling, I talk about how I improve those skills, maybe an advanced course or a new software feature.
Exactly. Shows you've thought about their needs. And before we go on, let's emphasize RoleCatcher's AI.
Yes, that AI feedback for answers is great, like a virtual interview coach.
It analyzes, suggests improvements, fine-tunes your responses.
Wow. Okay, we covered a lot. The role, the questions.
We did, but there's more to come. More strategies and insider tips on using RoleCatcher's AI.
Sounds good. All right, part 1 down. But the interview journey isn't over. We've got more to explore about these design engineer interviews.
Yeah, always more to uncover. Remember, it's not about textbook answers. It's showing your thinking, problem-solving, adaptability.
So like thinking on my feet, handling anything.
Exactly. Imagine this question. How would you approach designing a product for a new market? It's about strategy and tailoring your process.
Okay, so it's not just design. It's understanding the market, the user, the business.
You got it. Talk about research and insights. How would you learn about the market? What are their needs, preferences? How does the product fit the company's strategy?
Like a mini business case, but with design.
Exactly. Then, how do those insights become design decisions? Key features, functionality for that market.
So it's not just a cool product. It's the right product for the right people.
Exactly. Now, let's talk sustainability. How would you answer? How do you incorporate sustainability considerations into your design process?
Oh, that's important to me.
Yeah.
I always think about environmental impact.
That's great. Let that show in your answer. Talk about materials, energy efficiency, the product's whole life
A
cycle.
holistic view.
Right. You can mention tools or methodologies, life cycle analysis, eco-design principles. Shows a deeper understanding.
Walking the walk. Okay, now the big picture. How do you see the role of design in a company's overall success?
This is about design strategic impact. It's not just looks, it's driving innovation, differentiation, user experience.
So I need to explain how good design helps the bottom line. Sales, customer loyalty, brand reputation.
Exactly. Use examples, your own or companies you admire. How did design contribute to their success?
I talk about Apple. Great design, great user experience, huge company.
Perfect example. Shows you get the bigger picture. Now let's test your critical thinking. How do you handle conflicting feedback on a design?
Uh-oh. Design is subjective. How do you deal with different opinions and make good decisions?
It's all about communication and finding common ground. Understand each feedback's reasoning. Why the concerns? What are their goals?
So don't just dismiss it. Try to understand it.
Exactly. Then explain your design choices clearly. The trade-offs, how it meets requirements.
Finding a balance.
Yeah.
Maybe not pleasing everyone, but meeting the most important needs.
That's it. And for real conflicts, explain how you'd escalate it, objectively.
It's about the project, not winning arguments. Okay, next.
How do you handle a situation where the design requirements change midway through a project? All about flexibility.
That's a designer's nightmare.
Don't panic. It happens. Show you can handle it well.
So what do I do?
Communicate. Understand the new requirements. Ask questions. Push back respectfully if needed.
Be proactive, but adaptable.
Right. Then, assess the impact on the design. What changes? What's the timeline?
Be realistic and transparent about challenges.
And involve everyone. Keep the client and team informed.
Clear and consistent communication.
Exactly. This also shows problem-solving skills.
How?
Talk about similar challenges, rethinking a concept, creative workarounds.
Showing I can think on my feet.
It's not about never having setbacks. It's about resilience, adaptability, and delivering quality.
This is more than just interview prep. I'm learning what it's really like to be a design engineer.
That's the goal. Okay, ready for more?
Amy.
Let's talk communication. Can you describe your experience working on a team project where communication was critical to success?
I love teamwork.
Great, but give a specific example where communication made a difference.
So a project where it was challenging, or where my skills were key to overcoming something.
Exactly, where miscommunication would have been bad, explaining complex things to non-technical people, facilitating tough meetings.
Or working remotely.
Perfect. What did you do to ensure good communication? Visual aids, over-communicating, soliciting feedback.
Showing I understand communication and have strategies.
Right, it's not just talking about it, it's showing results.
I'm getting it. What's next?
Last one for this section. Describe a time when you had to learn a new software or technology to complete a project. All about learning and growth.
I love learning new things.
That's great, but give a concrete example.
So a project where I had to stretch and learn something new.
Exactly, a time with a steep learning curve. How did you learn it? Courses, documentation, asking for help.
Showing I'm resourceful.
And don't just focus on the technical part.
What else?
How did you apply it to the project? What was the impact?
Showing I can learn and get results.
Exactly. This also shows passion and commitment to learning.
Okay, I'm seeing the bigger picture now. It's not just about technical skills.
Right. It's critical thinking, communication, problem solving, adaptability.
Being well-rounded.
Exactly. Those soft skills make you stand out. Now, let's move on to some extra tips and strategies for your interview.
Great. I'm ready to hear how to shine. Okay, so we've covered the role, the tough questions. What are some final tips to really nail it? To land that design engineer job?
Right. We've got the basics. But here's how to stand out. Showcase your passion.
Passion? I mean, I'm passionate about getting paid, sure. But how do I show I'm excited about the work itself?
It's more than just saying it. Let your enthusiasm show in your answers. Talk about projects you loved, challenges that excited you, new tech you want to learn.
So that spark, that intellectual curiosity.
Exactly. They want to see you're invested, not just filling a seat. And passion is contagious. If you're excited, they're more likely to be too.
Makes sense. Enthusiasm beats a boring resume any day. What else can I do?
Ask good questions.
So I shouldn't just answer, I should have questions ready.
Absolutely. Shows you're curious, engaged, and did your research. Ask about their culture, their design process, upcoming projects, even the interviewer's experience.
That gives Emmy good info too, to see if it's the right fit. Two-way street.
You got it. Now, this might be scary. Practice your answers out loud.
Out loud. Can't I just think them through?
It's not the same. Saying them helps you smooth out the wording, the transitions, get comfortable talking about it.
Like a rehearsal?
Exactly. Record yourself. Practice with a friend. Or use RoleCatcher's AI for feedback.
All right, the AI coach. Speaking of prep, I heard it's good to have stories ready to show your skills.
That's a great tip. Think of times you showed problem-solving, teamwork, creativity, leadership. Stories are more compelling than just listing skills.
Much more engaging.
Now, don't forget body language. Eye contact, smile, good posture, confidence.
So even if I'm nervous, fake it till I make it.
Those cues matter. They show you're confident, approachable, and excited.
And one last thing before the interview. I'm bookmarking RoleCatcher.
Good idea. It's got everything: guides, salaries, company info, even a resume builder. But the AI is what makes it special. Use it to tailor your resume, get feedback, even do mock interviews.
My secret weapon.
Go in prepared, confident, and ready to show what you can do.
This was so helpful. I went from intimidated to feeling ready.
That's what we like to hear. Remember, with the right prep, a good attitude, and RoleCatcher, you can ace this.
That's a wrap on our design engineer interview deep dive. Hope you found it useful, insightful, and maybe even inspiring.
You got this. Go design your future.